It's time to take it all off. Like baby oil on a Greek god. Hey everyone, as you know, I've been doing a lot of housework, moved into our new home. Recently installed these panels, and you can see the type of colour. They're a bit different, unique. This is the unit here. I'm going to take this out, sand it right down. I've got a dark stain, and I'm hoping the stain, maybe after 2 coats, should look a bit more in line with this, because as you can see right now, it's not quite working. Today's lovely weather, that's the plan. I'm going to go out, get this bad boy brought out, and we'll get this sanded, and I'll document the journey. I've done something similar to this piece of furniture, and it's come up an absolute treat. So we bought this table, and it cost like 380 quid. And it's cheap crap, I'll be honest, it's rubbish. You don't get quality, solid furniture anymore like this. So what I've done is I sanded it, spray painted the handles, put it all back together, and it came up an absolute treat. And all I've been getting is people commenting on how nice that is. No one's commenting on the 400 quid freaking unit. You just can't get good quality stuff anymore. And if you are to try and get good quality stuff, a unit like that would probably cost you in and around at least £1,000. At least £1,000. The tin of paint cost me like 15 quid, and a sander, which I already had. Kind of on topic because it's still about saving money at the end of the day. But what I've done is I've set up here. So this is the new house. You can see the views here are pretty spectacular. You can actually see right across the Scotland from here. But anyway, that's aside. I've set myself up here. Got to get myself a brew, got myself a chair, got myself a sander, go start painting. And I would turn this around in, it'd probably take about an hour's work, just coming back and forth, letting it dry out. We shouldn't take any more than an hour. And I'm going to have a whole brand new unit, hopefully. And the wife doesn't know yet, so extra surprise. But yes, I'll keep you informed. I'm going to, I'll keep you informed, just going to tell you what I'm doing, but it's a bit dry, but I'll document it anyway for a bit of content for the channel. Alright, first off, safety first and all that. So the mask is on. It's time to take it all off. We're using sandpaper, baby, the rough stuff this time. This ain't no gentle rub down, we're getting right in there. Well, this little table's been through it all. Scratches, scruffs, maybe even a little trauma from a coffee spill back in 2017. So the more you sand it, the more it starts to feel smooth. You know, it's as smooth as a freshly waxed thigh. You know, I could slide across this baby in silk socks. Okay, that's just done. I spent a lot of time on the top bit. Hitting a lot of knackered grooves. And if you can actually see that, it doesn't look particularly great, it doesn't look too smooth, but it's as smooth as a baby's arse. So what I'll do is I'll get a bit of fine paper and hand sand it. The sander, when you go in with the edges, it marks it. So I just like to do it manually, but it's just a light sand now. So I'll go get the sandpaper and we'll go down and spray paint the handle. Okay, so we've got the handles. Not going to do anything to the handles. I could maybe give them a light, maybe a light sand, but the spray paint takes pretty well for it, and we're going to put 4 layers of spray paint on it because these are going to be obviously heavy enough duty handles. You're going to be using these on the regular. Sorry about the camera angle here, shocking, you're getting some looks at me. So this is the garage, just a little sneak peek. So I built my own custom shelving, which I've done a video on, and I'm building my own room here. I'll give you a quick sneak peek. So this is to be the studio. So a lot of work going in here. Mostly the reason I'm doing this is because we got a lot of work done externally on decking and stuff, but it's fucking 8-10 weeks for people to come out. I need this turned around in a week. It's not going to take me a week, it's going to take me about probably 2 odd weeks, because it's a lot of effort and you're doing it on your own. But ultimately, I can get that turned around and it'll cost me about £1,000 where people were charging me 4 or 5 grand. So again, you're going back to the economics of this. I thought I'll record YouTube videos, show people this, because you spend a lot of money getting contractors in. As a quantity surveyor, you know that the majority of it's spent on labour. So if you are like me right now, who effectively is unemployed, no job, who quit this fucking surveying, I could save myself a lot of money. So why am I paying someone money when I could do this myself? We're here, spray paint these handles. So what I need to do now is find the spray paint. You can appreciate in here is a dumpling ground at the minute. I'm trying to work around everything, but there is a black spray paint somewhere, and I will find it and we'll spray paint that shortly. Of course, the spray paint. Where is it, guys? In between there, right in that corner. Like, how's it ended up there? Like, you look at all the shit everywhere. Like, sod's law. Alright, I'm gonna have to try and climb in here. Fuck out of the way. This is exactly how I pictured my life turning out. Right. Okay, that wasn't actually too bad. So it's just acrylic spray paint, fast drying, high coverage, suitable for metal, wood, the whole lot. Actually, not a lot left in it. I'm pretty sure we bought 3 and I've only used 1 before. So look, it'll be enough to get me going here. So yes, because this is all just the dumping ground, I can just spray paint this in here. So we have our 2 handles. And the key thing is here, I've done this many a time, light, really light strokes. Then you try and get the side. Go around to this side. And then get it spray from the other side. That's it. So, as easy as that. I will do that 3 more times. Now, there'll be the underneath bit. Now, the underneath bit isn't going to be seen as much, so I might only do that side twice. But really, I want to get 4 coats on that, but I didn't really feel like there's too much gas left in the old tank. So I do need to buy another one, or ideally, find the other... Voila. That's the other one found. Happy days. So we've got enough there to spray paint the handles, and then they'll go back on and it'll look sexy. Got the manual sandpaper. So I'm just going to give... not the whole thing, literally the bits you'll see, the front, the top especially, give all those things a good clean. And look at this view, guys, honestly, like, I don't know if you can see, but effectively you see nothing but the ocean and mountains, and oh Jesus, lovely, stunning. Right, let's get this now done. Sanding's a dirty old job, like, it really is, absolutely stinking. Anyway, you don't really need to see me as such, but so I'll open up the sandpaper. Different obviously strengths. I'm going to go with the lowest. So we're going to go with a P100, nice and fine. Give this all just a little light rub. We shall take away some of the more harsher parts of that. Now I don't have a block, but it doesn't really matter. I'll just use my hand here. Damp cloth. Don't want to saturate, just to take away all the dust. Alright, so we'll give all a nice little light now. Oh, post date. See what he has to think about it all. Not exaggerating when I say that this is probably the most exciting thing I've done all week. So, yeah. There's actually a bit of a issue with this. There's like grooves through it here, so I might need, I'm going to get a knife. Actually I don't need to, I can use this. Just going to scrape all that out, because you can see there's a lot of mostly dust, but there's dirt and shite in there, like, let's just get rid of it. If you want to do a job, may as well do it right. Alright mate. He'd absolutely no interest in the table. Posty's a legend, right? He hates us. We're always getting loads of shit now delivered to this house. Me and my Amazon parcels, stuff to sell. Rachel with her, she's joined a book club, getting books delivered, and every other day there's some sort of clothing package. So yeah, he's got to be not loving that we moved in. The last people were older. I'm sure they weren't doing too much online shopping. So, and then we get our shopping delivered, which I'm sure also good for the Mr. Asda man. Friggin' up and down them fucking steps, sure. That's another tip for people. If you find, unless you enjoy it, obviously, get your shopping delivered, guys. Because for £1 or £2, whatever the hell it costs, what could you do with an hour of your time? An hour and a half of your time? I'm pretty sure everyone can work, do something a bit more productive, like this. Upcycle this in the hour, it'll take you to go around Tesco's, getting your shopping in. And it's things like that, guys. That's when my world started turning, when I realised, actually, hold on here, I can work smarter. I'm not saying I'm working smarter. It's a bit of a cliche, I know everyone fucking says it, like, but genuinely, learn to work smarter. Be more proactive with your time. It honestly, why is Rachel's hair clips in here? It honestly, is what it's all about. Okay, so that's coming up a treat, taking away all that dirt and guff that's in there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was. See all that dust coming along away. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot left. Anyway, I'll not watch this anymore, dry. Alright, now for the fun bit. We've actually just went for the Good Home cheap sort of B&Q brand. Reason being, the Dulux or whatever one it was that we wanted to get, it didn't have quite the right colour. So this actually came up well. That was the furniture that I showed you, the one that we used in the other house, or the other table. So it came up nice colour. So key to this, gentle, light strokes. You don't want to slaughter it. Nice and light. Now I'm hoping 2 coats on this. We don't want it as dark as the kitchen or the living room one. Light strokes, because what you get if you don't do light strokes is big sloppy bits. No one likes big sloppy things, so it's nice and light. You want if any bits of the brush come off, you want to get them off. You don't want them stuck to it. So just nice, light. And also I'm conscious that if I do big blobs, the big blobs will go into that groove, the gaps that I've just scraped out. We don't want that either. So just nice and gently. And it won't take long, just nice little coats. Honestly, that's all you need. A few nice gentles. Gently, gently, gently. And this will come up like a new penny. Like an absolute treat. So that's all I'll do. I'm not gonna videotape this anymore. Okay, so it's all had one coat. All the sides you can see already. It's come up like a treat. Now the top is actually had 2 coats, so that's why I did that first. So by the time I finish the rest of it, the second coat could go on. So it's, again, it's just those light strokes, because you don't want, because the way the grain is, it'll take different bits. So you just want to keep doing the light strokes up and down, nothing too major. And I mean, I am barely, like, that's the pressure. I'm nearly just, you know, it's not being pushed down at any force. It's just nice and gentle. The grain is what will dictate what way the colour sits, but effectively that's it done so far, so quite a difference. Long even strokes now, no drips, no bubbles, just a sexy gleaming finish like baby oil on a Greek god. Well, I might be jobless now, you know, no 9 to 5, no way of clocking in or clocking out, but at least the varnishing's filling the void. And I'll be honest, I think my varnishing game's becoming quite strong, so yeah. Maybe get in the paint and decorating business. Oh, this wood's got character, alright. Oh, a little transition there for you. The moving image arts A level coming in handy. A little change in direction, just to keep the things interesting, you know. Might be a new angle, but it's the same commitment to making this table look less tragic. That is the finished article. Last thing I need to do now is put on, as you can see, no more silver, perfect black, 3 coats, so hopefully there should be no problems with this, and it will be scratch proof. We will see, but really happy with how this has turned out. There's a bit of a glaze to it as well, which is actually quite nice. So yeah, really content. The top has had 4 coats just for extra layer of protection, and the rest has had 3, which looks good.